All right, guys. So Fubu coming to you with another video. I hope all is well. I mean, were y- were you guys really surprised at the choice of Canelo and who he's fighting? Like next, like what? Come on now, guys. You got to really understand something. Um, why are you surprised that he's fighting Triple G next? Um, we we know Canelo in his history when it comes to rematches. I mean, the only rematch he gave was the Triple G rematch. You know what I mean? It never he never gave anybody a rematch. Other than that, he didn't give Erislandy Lara a rematch. He didn't give Austin Trout a rematch. He didn't give Miguel Cotto a rematch. And these fights were contested. These were contested fights. Some people thought, like some in the boxing world thought that, hey, like the nod should have went the other way. That's what happened. Um, but let's be honest. Certain people are not built like what their fans make them out to think, right? Um, let's be honest. Uh, let's look at the record real quick. I want to look at his record really quickly. Just want to look at his record. Okay. Um, Now, let's see. Yeah. So after Floyd put the beating on after Floyd put the beating on Canelo, right? Which shook him up. He took a guy that was tailor made for him, who was going to stand there, who was going to sit there, who was going to trade with him. He took Alfredo Angulo. That's who he took. He wasn't going to be thrown in there right with the smoke again. Certain fighters, maybe they take a setback and they're like, yo, put, put me back in the smoke. Like, that's the thing. Like, certain fighters will say, yo, such and such, promoter guy, put me back in the smoke. That was just a setback. I'm ready to get back in there. I learned from my mistake. I'm ready for smoke. Certain fighters are cut like that, right? Canelo's not, though. We all knew this, So I don't know why people are surprised at the fact that he decided to take a Triple G trilogy fight. Now, am I gonna watch the trilogy fight? Hell to the no. I don't care for that fight. Hell, I didn't even watch Triple G's last fight. I never watched the fight with Murata. I mean, from what I heard, he was having trouble in that fight, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not gonna talk about it or anything like that. But yeah, they said he was having trouble in the fight, and then at the end is when he was successful. And so this is I mean, I don't know why you expected otherwise. That's what I'm just saying. Like, why did you expect otherwise? I want to see something real quick about this whole thing about him fighting Triple G. Because here's the thing, I'm not sure if Bivol said, okay, I'll fight you at 168, because he was Bivol was kind of like teeter-tottering, like saying, okay, maybe I can make 168, maybe I can't make 168. So it was kind of like in between. He didn't know. But with with this being said, you know, people people basically I want to say people equate Canelo to Floyd Mayweather so much because they, like, for example, I mean, honestly, they made Canelo, or they tried to make Canelo the face of boxing, but in my opinion, no, he's not the face of boxing. Because even, like, honestly, Floyd's like exhibition fights are actually more. You put it this way: you can gain more skill watching Floyd's exhibition fights than you can actually watching Canelo's real fights. Put it that way. But with all this being said, the media sources, being like the Zone, being ESPN, being Ring Magazine, being what else? Fox Sports, being Chris Mannix, being the goofballs Ak and Barack, being like just different people. They will make you to think that he's done spectacular things and he's just like this bigger than life kind of invincible guy, right? But in reality, we already saw that he's not. But with that being said, they will allow him, including the WBC, to say, okay, I don't want to fight my mandatory. I don't have to fight my mandatory. Because Mauricio Suleiman has said that, you know, no, Canelo does not have to fight his mandatory. Canelo can fight who he pleases to fight. And also, Canelo can actually fight whoever he wants, right? That's what Mauricio Suleiman has said. Now, that's why he's fighting Triple G, you know? That's why a mandatory will not be enforced. Like, in literally, that's what David Benavidez fought for, is to be, you know, Canelo's mandatory. But what's the use of fighting for a mandatory position when it's not gonna make a difference? And then also, what's the use when Mr. Suleiman does the bait and switch? Because now the franchise championship, yes, it was a belt in the form of George Kambosos having it. At first, Teofimo Lopez had it. Lomachenko had franchise status, but now it's turned back into status because Mr. Mauricio Suleiman has said that, you know, because Canelo is a franchise champion, he does not have to fight anybody that he does not want to fight. Now, the real question will be, what are the sanctioning bodies going to do? What are the other sanctioning bodies going to do? What are the IBF going to do? What is the WBA going to do? What is the WBO going to do? Are they going to enforce the mandatories to fight? And also, on top of that, will Canelo fight them? And also, on top of that, if he doesn't fight them in the other sanctioning bodies, will he get stripped? Will they tolerate this? But, I mean, what I'm hoping, and I don't want to see two fellow countrymen face off against each other, but I think this is the best fight for the two in the light heavyweight division. But what I hope to see is, Bivol versus Beterbiev, because, I mean, Bivol already beat Joe Smith. You know, he beat him convincingly, and on the 12th round, He was like on the verge of stopping dude. You know, Joe Smith decided to body slam him and hurt his leg, but then that just egged Bivol on more. You know, and Bivol decided to like piece him up, man. But you know, Canelo said he will fight Bivol after this. You know, after he fights Triple G. But you know, shame on Triple G. You know, shame on Triple G for keeping fights from happening. We could have had a we could have had a unification fight with him and Andre, and it would have been a visually entertaining fight because it would have been the boxer who has multi-dimensions versus the come forward pressure guy, and that makes for good fights. You know, but you know, it's just he probably, man, he knew what was gonna happen. Him and Tom Lawfer's punk ass knew what was gonna happen. But I mean, leave your thoughts in your comments. Let me know what y'all think about his choice of fighting. Fighting Triple G. And I want to add something since what I want to confirm something, since a lot of you guys, what you guys do is you guys like to compare Floyd Mayweather to Canelo. You like to compare Canelo to Floyd Mayweather. Okay? The thing is Floyd had a very, very busy schedule. He did not take on freaking like soft touches, okay? He really put his foot on the gas when it came to his fighting. Okay? Whether it be title defenses or whether it be for a title. Okay? Genaro Hernandez won the title. Angel Manfredi, Carlos Rios, Justin Juco, Carlos Garena, Gregorio Vargas, Emmanuel Augustus, who gave him that work, okay? Diego Corrales, Carlos Hernandez, Jesus Chavez, Jose Luis Castillo, back-to-back, remastered, Jose Luis Castillo, Victoranio Sosa, Philip Endel, DeMarcus Carlin, Henry Bucelas, Arturo Gotti, Shambar Mitchell, Zab Julian, Carlos Baltimore. This dude had a very busy schedule and was still calling the dudes out. Was still calling out Costazu. Was still calling out Freitas. Was still calling out what's his name? Casamayor. Was still calling out Prince Nassim. He was calling these dudes out. They didn't want no parts. Was calling out Oscar De La Hoya before he finally fought him. Was calling out Shane Mosley before Shane Mosley won a last hurrah payday. Telling you, man, as much as you hate that man, he was built way more different than a Canelo. Way more different. Even in the latter part of this year, Cotto, Guerrero, beating Canelo's ass, Marcus Maidana, fighting Marcus Maidana again, Manny Pacquiao. Come on, man. But with that being said, that's all I got for now. Foolish signing out. Leave your thoughts and leave your comments. And I'm off until the next one. But hold on, man. Let me cook some more, man. I need to say something else. Let me say something else. Compared, I need to go in on Triple G. You know, I need to go in on Triple G. Let me go in. And don't get it twisted, man. There's some solid classic boxers, but which one call it is not one of them. Triple G ain't one of them. Okay, let's look at Triple G's record and see, even in his latter part of the career, who the hell did he fight? Okay, never heard of Kasim Uma. Never heard of Lejon Simon. Never heard of Makoto Fujigami. Never heard of, well, actually, have heard of Marco Antonio Rubio. Barely heard of Martin Murray. Knew Willie Monroe didn't have no punching power. Dominique Wade. Kell Brook, who is a welterweight. Daniel Jacobs, who many people thought he lost to. Vanes Monorosian. We know who that is. Camille Shresmeta. Steve Rolls. Adama Usmanu. Matthew Macklin. Nobuhiro Ishida. Gregors Proska. Like what the hell, bro? It's different if you're a fighter who people were avoiding. But you had dudes like Andre Ward calling you out. You even had dudes like Erislandy Laura saying, I've repeated this on previous videos before. He clearly said, I would give Triple G tremendous problems. Triple G never answered the call, man. Well, anyhow, leave your thoughts, leave your comments. Foolish signing out. Unjado.